Hi, today I'm making a ham fried rice. You guys have requested it and I'm just making a video for it. So here are the ingredients. We have ham, which is just from Costco, and it's just a big ham that you can get, and you can use the bone for soup and then use the meat for fried rice. And then we have canned corn. We have green peppers and carrots diced. You can sub with other veggies that you like green peas or celery or other veggies that you like. We also have 3 eggs here, beaten eggs, and I already added some salt and sugar to it to season. And then we also have rice. I have cooked 4 cups of rice last night in a rice cooker, and we've eaten like 1 cup of it. So here's like 3 cups of rice. This is Japanese rice, which might not be the most ideal for fried rice, but we actually like sushi rice. So it's better if you actually have the overnight rice, so that it's drier that way. That's the best kind of rice to use. If you want to make fried rice the same night, I would suggest when you make the rice in a rice cooker, just put less water in, so then it won't be as wet. So here we're gonna heat up the wok. I already put oil in, so we're gonna heat up the wok. You can do a little higher heat, and you just kind of swirl the the oil around. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to do the ham first, and all the ingredients first, and then put it aside, and then we'll cook the rice last, and the egg. So I'll just drain the extra water from the ham. Get the ham as dry as you can. Sometimes it's hard, but I try to get it as dry as possible. So the heat is ready. So you put all your ham in. Let it sit there. Don't stir it too much. Let it just fry up and get brown. And you can have higher heat for this. Just stir fry a little bit. And you see the water coming out a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm done with the ham. Actually, I've drained the water that was coming out of the ham, and I just, so then there's not too wet. And I just put the ham, put it aside, and then get ready for the veggies. The reason we want to separate the ham and the veggies is that you want to season the vegetables too. And if you season with the ham, then it'll be too salty, because ham is already salty, right? So you add the veggies. Fry it up. So you add all the veggies together and you stir fry them. Get them blended as much as you can. And then you can season this now with just salt. A little bit of salt. Sugar. So after all the veggies are cooked well and seasoned, you add the ham back in. And you just blend it. Okay, looks pretty, right? It's so colorful. So now here's the fun part. Okay, I'm gonna add the rice. So what I've done before is I just kind of separate the rice a little bit because it can be clumpy. So you just kind of dig in there and try to separate it as much, loosen it as much as you can first before you put it in a wok. So then you actually dump everything in here. There's my special way of doing it. Of course, there's many different ways to make fried rice, and everybody have their own way. But this is my way of doing it. And then you kind of break the rice apart on top. But don't stir it yet. Now I'll tell you why. And at this point, what you can do is actually add a little bit more oil, because the rice is going to stick to your wok. So you can just add a little bit of oil to the rice, so when we stir it later on, it won't stick. And then we actually add the egg to the rice at this point, because I love the golden color and how all the rice will be just so colorful, just like that. I know some people stir fry the egg first and I add the egg at the end, but I find that the egg becomes too overcooked that way. So then, so you kind of mix up the egg with the rice like this. You need to really have a lot of strength to do this. Just kind of break it apart and then kind of blend with the egg at the same time. And you can see the rice is so pretty, like this. Okay, and then you just dig all the way to the bottom and dig all the veggies and ham up. And then you just pretty much kind of go around and do that all the way across. So all the rice, just dig like this, so everything is blended together. Okay. So once you've gone a full circle, you just kind of dig around and break up the rice a little bit more if you see the big clumps. What you could have also done is add a little bit of salt to the rice. So depending on how salty you like your food to be, I don't usually do that, but you certainly could. You can even add soy sauce to it, but I really like fried rice just with a very golden color, and I don't like it brown. So this is just my version of fried rice. So you pretty much at this point just keep stirring and making sure it doesn't stick to your wok. You can use a non-stick to do this, but because of the heat, a wok is probably better. I've used a griddle to do this before too, but it gets kind of messy because the griddle is very shallow, right? So I just kind of go back to the wok to do this. And this is not the driest kind of fried rice. This is kind of a little bit moist, which I like as well, because sometimes just, I don't know, I'm not sure if, I don't like fried rice just being too dry. All right. So this is pretty much it. And you just kind of break it apart like that. And then just let it sit there for a little bit and loosen it. And just kind of repeat this until everything is blended in. Now if your rice is drier, of course it's better, but I like this more. You can see, you can hear the sizzle. So you can let it sit on the bottom for a little bit and let the bottom brown, and then stir. Fried rice flavor. But that's up to you if you want to do that. Okay, so then we are done. Well, thank you for watching. So hopefully this helps you to make your first fried rice. And if you have any questions or comments, just message me. Thank you.